right. Hello. How are you guys? Okay. So we have a lot of stuff to do today. And I think really, usually when I have these days where I have a lot of stuff to do, the best way to handle it is to basically create a to do list. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And let's go ahead and do. How are we going to do that? All right. So, how are we going to do that? What is the best way to do that? Okay. So, just 1 second. Cool. So, let's go ahead and create a to do. Let's see, online to do. Is there something like that? Probably there is, right? Todoist, something like that. Hey, Blackburn, how are you, man? Um, Trello. I don't know. It's all a lot of fluff. How are you, Blackburn? Are you liking your MX Master mouse? How are you liking that mouse? I would love to get feedback notes from you about that. Um, it's a great mouse, you know. I have that, and I'm really happy with that. Yeah, just I'm gonna go grab water. Just 1 second, and then I'll be back. Just 1 second. All right, I'm back. Cool. So let's go ahead and kind of get started here. Just getting kind of warmed up and starting, starting work. So let's go ahead and create some sort of a to do. Um, Maybe Trello. I don't know. Um, oh come on, man. this is this is too much. Okay. So let me just go ahead and get started. And you know what? Let's start with this. Let's do that. And let's do this. And then we'll do this as the day to day. So not too much to think about. I think that should be enough for us to get started with like starting our notes. Okay, so one thing is this, and I think it's where is this? This one. Um, Insert. This is what I want. What? What's going on? This seems different than what I'm used to. Oh, this one. Okay. Cool. So here, I'm going to create this add new client side, add new client app to the deployment list of our cluster. And for this, we are going to be using Terraform in order to configure the new cluster resources. We are going to be using Ansible in order to configure the application details. All right. And then why is this? This is weird. This should be a short tag like this. And then here, let's add or actually this. So here, instead of doing this, let's do that and then do that. And here, let's do configure the app in Terraform for the cluster resources. And then here, configure the app in Ansible for the configuration of the cluster. All right, this seems good. And then here, what else do we need to do? You know what? Let's start with this, and then we'll see what's going on. All right. So then here, let's do cd code globality. Let's do cd globality Terraform, and let's sync this. All right, and then work on globality Terraform, and then eval bodo n-p development. And then let's go to dev, and let's do plan terraform init and terraform plan dash out dev.plan dash parallelism of 40. All right, so while this is running, let's see what we need here. Nope, sorry, that's not what I meant to do. Let me give that back here. Cool. So this is still running. All right. So let's wait for Terraform to finish. It should finish with a clean slate. So there shouldn't be any changes to the cluster that haven't been applied yet. And we're going to see that in a minute. Yeah, so now you see this horizontal line. This horizontal line means that it's finished with the planning, and now it's going to output the plan. And as expected, we don't have any changes needed. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to split that. So we're going to here do globality Terraform. And then here, we're going to do another bodo end with a development. And here, we're going to open up Vim. So let's exit this. Hey, Kamzak, how are you, man? Vim here. And then here we're going to do front end and outputs here. And what we're going to do is we're going to create a 307. And we're going to call this Q&A. Let's call this Q&A here like so. And then here we're gonna need to add that again, and call this Q&A as well. All right. And then here we can plan out and see that in the works. So just to kind of understand here, what you see here is in the diff. I added the application to the routing rules. So basically, the app is going to have a host routing rules on the load balancer, and then I added it to the services map as well, which will add it on the cluster. So now we're gonna wait for Terraform to do its magic and kind of figure out what the result of this change is to the cluster. So what does this actually do? What this actually does is it looks at the state of the cluster and figures out what do I need to do in order to add this service to the cluster. And what I need to do in order to add this service to the cluster is basically I need to create load balancer rules. I need to create a service. I need to create a target group. I need to create, a target group verification. I need to create a service definition. I need to create, I need to create a lot of stuff, right? So what you're gonna see now is you're gonna see that. Okay, so I figured out what I need to do here, and when I say I mean Terraform, and I basically need to add this ALB target, and then I need to add these aliases and whatever, right? So what we're going to do right now is, now that we have a plan, what we're going to do is we're going to have to apply this plan. So we're going to Terraform apply, and we're going to apply dev.plan. What this will do is it will actually go and execute this plan. And in the meantime, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sync this Terraform ALB thing. And then let's do that. And let's git sync this. Okay. And then here we're gonna sync this, and then here we're gonna work on Terraform ALB, and then we're gonna need another boto-env here with the development, and then we're gonna need to cd into the environment, so cd environment and dev. All right, so now we're going to let this finish. It should fail the first time and then succeed the second time, which is kind of standard for Terraform for this specific work. So let's go ahead and do that. Just 1 second. Let's let it work. All right. So we're going to let it kind of try and finish. In the meantime, we can actually do Terraform init here. All right. All right, cool. So this is okay, and then we're gonna do that again, because right now what it needs to do, now it created the target group, because the first time it's giving it this like imaginary ID. So now it actually created the target group, and it's able to create the rest of the services and stuff like that. All right. So let's go ahead and start the plan again, and then we'll execute it. In the meantime, how's your day going? What are you up to? What interesting things are you working on right now? I'm interested to know what people are working on. How's your new job going, Kamzak? Working on my company's website. What do you mean, your company's website? Are you starting your own company, Jarma Hint? You starting your own? All right, cool. So now we can apply the plan, and it should be pretty quick to do that. Oh, you work? I didn't know you started at a new company. Where did you start? Where did you start? Where did you start? Cytonics. What's Cytonics? Oh, okay, got it, got it. But you worked there already, right? I remember you. I remember seeing this link sometime. I mean, right? I clearly remember seeing this link. Um, so what? You worked there. Yes, they want me to work on the website now. Cool. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool, I have to say. That is pretty cool. All right. So now we have our service, and our service is added. So when we add, so when we plan right now, we can see that both plans are gonna be clean. Kranigan is saying, I scored a second interview for a part-time position programming here in town. It's tomorrow. Cool. Town? Where is your town? Where do you live, Kranigan? I don't remember. I don't remember because I don't think you ever told here. Congratulations, by the way. Small town, Cookville, Tennessee. Where is that? Let's see where that is. I don't even know where that is. Why is this giving my wife's account? Tennessee. How is the weather over there? It's like sunny right now, I see. Dude, that's like a damn small town. 36,000 people. Woo! That is. So it's like from Nashville, I see. Cool. So I'm surprised. I'm surprised it's I'm surprised there's like tech there. So I wonder what they're doing. Maybe like a design firm or something. Yeah, cool. So now we have this service. So let's go ahead here and do git checkout -b, and let's add the feature of Q&A editorial tool here, and then add this commit -m, adding the Q&A editorial tool to the list of services. All right. So now we're gonna add that. And now we're going to go to Ansible. And let's sync this to go to develop. Cool. So let's go ahead and work on Ansible deploy, and I think I need to pip install -r requirements.txt here. No, I don't. So now here's what I need to do, right? So first let's tmux this and split it. So let's split it into a couple parts here. All right, because I don't really need this. And then here, let's copy roles, and let's copy Hestia to roles Q&A or Q&A editorial. Q&A. Q&A editorial. How did I call this? How do I want to call this? Hey, Fog the Catman! Whoa, haven't seen you in a while. CP roles, and let's do Hestia to roles. Q&A content. And how did I call it in Terraform? Yeah, I called it Q&A. Q&A. I don't know if Q&A is the right name here. Let's see what I should name this. Why is this? This is pretty annoying, to be honest. Let's see. Maybe I should give it like a. Let's see. How should I name this? Come on. I spent way too much time naming this. Come on. All right. I don't know if I can name this. I don't know if I have the creativity. All right. So let's right now. Let's leave it. because it's boring to find a name for it. Um, oh, this is annoying. Just 1 second. Um, all right, cool. Never mind. Um, so let's call this. Let's cp-r, and again roles. Let's do Hestia, and then cool. Um, cool. My friendly Kraken link for the first time in the chat room. Indeed. Let's do. I don't know if I should call it Q&A because Q&A will confuse people. Man, come on, this is torture. Um. Da-da-da. All right, let's call this Athena. Okay? Whatever. And then here in Terraform, we should probably change this to Athena. And I think this will be a problem. So let's do plan-out and call this Athena for now. So now here, let's exit from Vim and then go to Athena, meta main.yaml, and here this should be Athena, and here we should have an athena.common.json, and here Athena vars main.yaml. So here we should have an Athena package dir. We should be a package name, and let's do Hestia package dir. Where is this coming from? So we have this. Oh, I see. So hestia.conf.j2. So we need to do that, and then here we have it in the templates. Cool. So let's go ahead and copy this. And we're gonna copy that and roles ECS task config templates, and we're gonna call this athena.conf.j2, and we have Hestia here. We do. So Hestia, and let's call this Athena. Cool. So here, let's see what we have here with Athena. And what do we need to define? So Athena, we have this athena.json, and then we have this Athena static asset cache expiration. So let's do that and copy this. So I see we have a group var all for Hestia. So let's do that. And let's create one for group vars all Athena and paste it and change from Hestia to Athena. All right. Now let's see what we have here. So here, this will create. Why is this creating a record? This shouldn't happen. But okay. And then this is creating a service. So let's go here. Yeah, so it's creating this listener, it's creating this target, it's creating this service. All right, so for now, we are going to, let's apply this. Okay. Yep, indeed, Veeam. All right, cool. So we're going to have this here. And then here, let's work on Ansible deploy. But we're going to have to wait with this. We're going to have to wait. So microservices. And here we have Hestia. So we're going to add Hestia with Athena. And then this one. Okay. So Athena. So let's go ahead and wait for this to happen. And then I think we can do this. So Bodoen here. And then environment equals dev Ansible deploy Ansible playbook, sorry. And then -i inventory aws.py marquez.yaml. All right, so we need to add that to marquez.yaml as well. So front end. Here we're gonna change from Hestia. Here we're gonna change from Hestia to Athena as well. And I think we should be good in terms of changes. So we have that, and then we add, so Hestia in roles Athena. Let's see if we have any leftovers. We don't. So let's add -p. So this we want, and we want this. And now we have everything that is new, which is expected. So let's see if Terraform finished. So Terraform did finish. It had an error, which is expected again. And now we're going to export this. All right. So we're going to export this. And then we're going to plan this out. And let's see what we have. This should add a couple of rules and then change other rules. So we're going to apply those. Okay. Everything here looks okay. And then again, let's plan dash out here. So this is taking too slow. Do you use your mouse with the adapter or with Bluetooth? I'm not actually sure. I think I use it with the adapter. I think I use it with the adapter. Yeah, I use it with the adapter. I don't have it on Bluetooth. By the way, I had like massive issues with it on Bluetooth. Once I connected the adapter, those issues were gone. I basically, and again, I don't know if you use a Mac or Windows, but for me with the Mac on two separate computers, I had issues with it. Or actually, no. Let me correct that. So, on this computer that I'm working on right now, this is a 2017 iMac. I had it disconnect and not be able to pair and everything. On the computer at work, which is, like a lame MacBook. Well, I don't want to say lame, but it's like top of the line MacBook. Then I had no problems with it at all. But for some reason on the iMac, this has been an issue. so then apply here. What is this doing? New resource required. Okay. So now this should complete. So now this should complete, or shouldn't it complete? I'm not sure actually. So now this completes, and this should complete as well. And once this completes, we can continue with Ansible. So we can exit this and give this a little bit more focus. All right, so it's still creating the microservice, Waiting. While I'm waiting, if anybody has a question, please let me know. All right, come on. Go ahead, create it. All right, still waiting. In the meantime, as always, people, if you have questions, feel free to ask them. Okay. Again. Oh, let's see. So let's execute this again, and then plan. All right. Cool. So still waiting on this to be complete. This is the part that I don't really like about Terraform, that sometimes it can be so tedious to run. I mean, without it, I would, go crazy adding all those parts. But, sometimes it can be really slow and really annoying. All right, so finally, I think we can. So we have a blue service and a green service, and I think now we should be good. So once this finishes, yeah, so this now finished and it's okay. Kraken, my friendly Kraken is asking at the end of the interview. So at the end of the interview, what questions do you ask? So do you mean from my point of view as the interviewer, or from your point of view as an interviewee? I'm not saying your point of view specifically, but from what point of view are you asking? So if you can clarify that, I'll be happy to answer. From the interviewee perspective, I think the obvious answer here would be questions about the company. So why questions that will prove to me as your interviewer that you actually want to come work here and not just come work at a job place. Um, and to me that's critical. The less obvious things are often what will my day to day look like? Who are my direct managers? How are the teams structured? Questions again that will show your interest towards like how the company is run and what your day to day looks like. Password file, and this will be Ansible Vault. Ansible Vault pass txt, and then -- tag will be Athena, and -- diff. So let's see what we have here. Okay, so let's see what we have here. Excuse me. Timed out. All right, so here, and let me do this off screen actually. So just 1 second, I'm running this off the screen just to make sure that it doesn't leak any secret because, obviously I don't want to leak any secrets. All right. All right, so work on Ansible deploy, and then cd into Ansible deploy, and then boto env again. Cool. And now let's see. So what questions should I ask to show interest, enthusiasm in the company? So I think any question really that touches on the business of the company. What are some of the challenges we are facing? What are some of the things that excite you about this company? Why did you come to work here? And say something like, I read in your on your website that you're doing this and that. I think that these things, they go a long way. All right, so now hestia.common.json. So let's copy this. And then roles, ECS task, templates, and then this will be athena.common.json.j2, I think. Probably, yeah. So then here, okay. And then let's execute this again. Sure, no problem at all. And then here, we actually need to add one more thing here. So environment dev main. Let's do ecr.tf. Should be. So Hestia here. We have this Hestia repository. So let's copy this and add Hestia Athena. So we need the repository as well. All right, so let's plan here again. Athena JSON config. Okay. Hestia not here. So here Hestia JSON J2. Why do we have this? Orbino JSON J2. We have this here. Okay, so let's copy this. src roles, ECS task config templates, athena.json.j2, and let's paste in this empty one. And let's run again. Okay. And now we run this, and I'm running it here in the background. I will show you the final result. I just want to make sure that we don't leak any secrets here, because that's always like the fun of streaming, is to show people, you know, how I work in the day to day. But I definitely do not want to, you know, leak secrets or keys or anything like that might be, you know, secret. So, you know, definitely don't want to do that. All right, cool. So now I can actually show you that because there is nothing secret here. And what you can see is that Ansible finished, and we created all of the task definitions, the Nginx configuration, and everything that is needed in order to launch this microservice. And now, here's what we need, right? So we need to go here, not here, but here. And then let's go to the Q&A editorial tool. So Blackbird 19, trip.com wasn't built just by me. I was a senior architect at the company. I worked there for 6 years. Yeah, so it wasn't built just by me, but I worked there for a long time, and I was an integral part of the company. All right, so git reset origin develop. Let's do fetch, and then reset origin develop dash hard. So let's do that. Let's browse here. And then here. Okay, so let's do this. Cool. So now we have this. And do we have a circle.yaml here? We do, and it's blank. Cool. Very, very good. So now, actually what I can do is I can rm-rf here, and I can rm this because it's no longer relevant. And then I can clone this. Yes, so Terraform, to answer your question, Terraform sets up the cluster for you. It sets up all of the resources that you need. Well, when I say it sets up, right, you need to write some code in order to do this. But what Terraform does is infrastructure as code. So what you saw me do, think about it. Like now my infrastructure is described as code. And I know which services are deployed, and when I change something, those services change, and so on and so forth. So it's a very powerful tool. All right, so let's do Athena here, and then we have Athena over here. So let's copy Hestia circle.yaml to here. And then let's do a tmux new session -s to Athena, and then split the session here again. Okay. So now here, Twitch. I missed the name. So Malachi 521, I think. Malachi 521. Yeah. Do you have any resources recommendation for learning login and monitoring in microservices architecture, and in general? So I wrote a blog post like once. Is it monitor, supervise, and observe? Something like that. Measure, monitor, observe, and supervise. It's like from 2014, 3 years ago. And this shows, this is a good resource to where to start. And maybe not your usual intro to microservices. I think so as well. Where is that? I had another one that I gave a talk here. I think so. Yep, this one. So you can take that as well. This is from 2016. I don't know if you'll get the full value of this presentation without me talking. But it's always like that when you watch a presentation without the conversation and without the presenter there. Then sometimes it loses a little bit of the value. But those are the two resources that I know of. There are, of course, that I wrote and talked about. There are, of course, a lot more. I think Martin Fowler microservices has a lot of, like, even if you go to the website here and just like go through, there is a lot of resources there. So there is a lot of resources out there for sure. Yeah. So I hope that helps. And if you have any other questions, then let me know. Cool. So now we have Athena here, and we have a circle.yaml. And here, let's do Hestia here. So we have this, so we can go there and change Hestia to Athena. All of these. And is this with yarn? So yarn. So npm version. Why is it like 5 points? So what is? Do we have Heracles? I think Heracles works with yarn. So Heracles. Let's do circle YAML here. So is this yarn? Yeah, this is yarn. So we have yarn install and yarn run build. So here, let's change. We don't need npmrc. Oh, we do. I don't know. So here, let's do yarn install. Or actually, yeah, this is yarn. So yarn install, and I don't think we need this. Do we need to install yarn? Yarn. I don't really see that. And then here, what do we have? So in our package.json, what do we have? We have a build. Yeah, so this is the build. This is actually better from Orbino. So let's do that. Let's do Phoenix here. Where is Phoenix? Don't I have Phoenix? I do. So let's do Phoenix here. And then here, let's change all of Phoenix to Athena. And what is this bullshit? So let's close this out. I don't think we need that for now. So let's do yarn install here. So we're gonna have. We don't have a log file. Oh, it's Phoenix. Oh shit, bullshit. I want Athena. So yarn install here. Yarn install. Unauthorized. Yeah. So how do I do this? Package.json. I don't know if I should do this with yarn. So let's go here. Okay. Rudix, hello. Circle.yaml. How are you doing? Circle.yaml here. And then yeah, so this is, yeah, we should have an npm install really. Yeah, we should have an npm install. So let's do that. And then here, npm run, we have a build for dev, and then we have this. And let's do the Docker file here. So let's focus here. And then here, code globality Phoenix Docker file. So that's great. And then here, we will have a Docker file. And then this will be Phoenix to Athena. So we have that. We have this. And then here we have npm install. We have this circle YAML. So npm t. Let's see if we have all our tests passing. We should, and all our tests are passing. So npm t, and then build. What is this? Key pattern. What is this? This seems incorrect. Front end here, develop. I don't think this is correct. What do you mean maximum nerd stream? My God. My goodness. Yeah, so this was old. Here. So then here, Phoenix to Athena. So you still owe me an explanation, my man. Here. So npm t. And then here. So cd Athena. So we should have a circle YAML, a Docker file, and remove yarn error log. And then let's remove yarn. So rm-f yarn.lock. And what else do we have with yarn? We don't have anything. Okay. So then here, and npm version. What is the latest npm version? Why is this not on my account by default? My God. npm version. npm version. What is the latest version of npm? npm 5.5, right? So let's do here 5.5. All right, we should be good. So here, let's add all of this, and let's do git checkout -b feature, feature and adding build features. Git commit -m adding build features circle docker ECS etc. Git push origin git push origin feature adding build features. And then, but by the way, for the people that are kind of liking Vim and things, I used to have like a camera on my keyboard setup. So there was a camera on me, and then there was a second camera, smaller one, smaller on the screen, that actually showed my keyboard and my mouse area from like above, from like here. If my keyboard is here, then I don't know, like this distance from the keyboard, it showed all the keyboard and the mouse area. So if you're interested, I could definitely like reintroduce that. I think at the time it just cost too much screen real estate. But I think a lot of people are interested in like the efficiency of Vim and Tmux and just generally how I move on the screen. So if you guys are interested in that, I can totally make that happen. Totally. So yeah, we can definitely set that up if you want. I can actually set that up right now. It's not that complicated. Right. Cool. My vmrc is available, of course. So let me give it to you. github.com kensodev dot files here. So these are my dot files, and then these are my Vim settings. So I have two separate ones, one for Vim and one for the dot files, and all my vmrc is public. Cool. So let's do that. Just 1 second. Okay, I'll have to find my second camera, actually. I don't know where it is. Excuse me. I'm using React.js. I did a lot of React Native in the past, but now I'm doing React.js. Okay, so now let's go circle CI. And let's look at our build. Let me close this out just 1 second. And then we should have Athena here. And now we can show that. Okay, so let's follow the project. We should, develop. Why is develop? What's going on? Just 1 second. Shallow queries. Globality fixed shallow queries. When? Like now? Twitch. So hide what ignored? What do you mean ignored? I said React.js. Oh, wow. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I missed that completely. Do you have any beginner? I'm so sorry about that. Let me go back in the chat. So do you have Where is 0? 0. Sorry. Do you have any beginner React project suggestions? So far, I've completed a to-do list, a weather app, a project using Google Maps. So here's the thing, right? I think anything you're interested in. I think one of our community members here, Matt. I haven't seen him here in a while. Just 1 second. Let me meet you in the second floor. So one of our community members here, Matt, who again I haven't seen in a while, he did like an app for speedrunning, and just like generally showing your results in speedrunning projects, which I think is a great idea. I think anything you're interested in is generally going to be beneficial. Anything you're interested in. So if you have, if you bike or if you run or if anything like that, then you can do nice hair. I hate you, man. I hate you. So if you do, anything, any hobby that you can do. If you cook or whatever, then you can do a recipe. If you have kids, then you can do something to manage like your kids' hobbies. I have no hobbies. So really anything, just like anything that is, that is something, anything that you're inspired by. If you follow like Twitch gamers, then you can do something like around that, So those are usually the things that people can commit to. Cool. So let's go with that. All right, so let's, why is my branch not building? I only see develop here. I don't see my branch. And git push origin feature, adding build features, and it should be there. Oh, because it's not a pull request yet. Okay, so let's, git browse here. No, I'm not using any like Tmux integration at all. Yeah, I'm just like using Tmux vanilla. I don't use the iTerm2 integration. I don't even know what those add. I mean, I'm not saying that that they're bad. I just don't. I have no idea what they do. Okay. Who is that? Who is that? Where is that? Man, where is that notification? Well, it will show up in a minute. So whoever that was, thank you, and your name will show up in a second. There you are. Zero Evil. Thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. There is the shark for you. Enjoy. Yeah, have fun. Twitch. Hurtbox, Rudix World, Hurtbox. I answered your question. Rudix World is asking how your project implements Docker, and do you consider using AWS Lambda? So all of my projects use Docker without any exceptions. Every microservice that we have in the company uses Docker. Why is my camera so big here? And so all of them use Docker without any exceptions, all of our microservices. And we have a lot of Lambda. Malachi 521. Thank you for the follow, mate. Much appreciated. So there it is. And now I think Circle CI will build it. StatsD is incredible. StatsD is one of the best things to have around in your app. Any like instrumentation and stats and stuff like that is gonna be great. So the build failed. Let's see why. Where did it fail? What? It failed on npm install. Linux npm install. What? Okay, so it failed on develop. I don't really care about develop. What is going on? Why is it not building this? Why is it not building this like pull request? Wow. Is there like a setting? Oh, wait, what? Oh, okay. So we need to go here. And then there. All right. There. So Circle CI for some reason is telling me that it's not finding the project. So let's find out why. Let's find out why isn't it doing that. Dum 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 dum. Okay, so let me just find out that for a second. There it is. Oh, man, come on. Why is this not working? So Lambda is awesome. I had to drop it because of the high AWS price for bandwidth. Well, yeah, but you know, again, Lambda is good for what it should be used for. Any tips for learning Vim? So what really helped me with learning Vim is Thoughtbot project. They have like this video tutorial for learning Vim. This really helped me with learning Vim. Yeah. So really recommend that. Who is that? John Pepperino. Thank you for the follow. Why is this not? It's like it's not liking this project. Why? Oh, I see. I see why. Oh, this is stupid. Okay. That's my fault. Okay, now it's gonna work. VS Code users. Well, I think VS Code is a good editor. I cannot stand VS Code and Atom, but I think for the people that use them, I think they're good editors. I wouldn't go ahead and cancel those out. I think they are really really good editors. Um, I personally don't work with them, but Um, it's because for me, my workflow is around the keyboard, and I work in the terminal exclusively. So for me, my entire workflow is really hard wired around having the terminal split. So what I'll do is I'll have Vim here. And then I'll have another split here, and I will split the screen into multiple parts on this side, and then I will split the screen into multiple parts on that side. And what I will do a lot is, for example, if I have something like npm install -- save something, for example, right? Then this will, something like this, right? So this will fail, on whatever. And then I will copy this, right? So I'll copy this and then I'll Google it, right? And then what I'll have is oh, I have this solution here. And then I'll copy this and then I'll paste it here. You know what I mean? And it's okay, so I have a solution, and then I'll go ahead and I'll copy from this tmux pane. I don't know, this echo something, right? So I'll copy this something here into Vim, let's say readme.md. So I'll copy this and I'll paste it here. You know what I mean? Or here I'll have this yarn install. So I'll copy this and then I'll paste it here. You know what I mean? So my workflow is really built around being in the terminal 100% of the time. And what I'll also do a lot of the times is I'll run the tests. And I'll run the test and have them run inside of this tmux pane, right? So for example, if you have this here, then test.js or spec.js, what it is called, right? So then I'll do that. And then I'll see this test in the tmux split. You know what I mean? So that's why I don't find those editors really beneficial for me. They slow me down a lot. I only know WQ and DD to delete the whole line. Editors does not make you good or bad coder, right? No, I don't think so. It's just whatever your flow is. I don't think because I'm a Vim editor, because I'm a Vim user, I'm better than you. I think I am objectively better than you. But using Vim has nothing to do with it. All right, so I'm just kidding, of course. All right, so here. And then why is this not building my circle thing? I honestly don't know why. But first, let's look at this. Okay, so here, let's do this. And I'll merge this by force right now. And I'll delete this branch. Now, where is this circle Athena here? So let's look at that. Vim Genius? I didn't know that. Let's see. Become a Vim Genius. Start now. I'm a beginner. Let's see. So this intro course, so move, left, right, X, delete character, start level 1. Okay, so let's do start level 1. For hint, press the right key. Okay, so what do we need now? Right key arrow. I don't even have a right key arrow. What am I supposed to do? Oh, move cursor left. Okay. What is this doing? I don't know what it's even doing. Let's refresh here. Level 1. What am I supposed to do? Move cursor left. L. Now what? I don't understand. I don't understand what's going on. I'm moving the cursor left, but I don't know what's going on. Like it's typing it instead of like moving the cursor, you know? It's like it's not in normal mode. It's like in insert mode. All right, move the cursor left. Oh, left. Holy shit. Okay, move. Oh my god. Oh my god. Talk about like stupidity. I was like, why are you not listening to me? Why are you not listening to me? And I was moving the cursor right this entire time. Holy man, shit. Right, so delete character, insert at beginning of line. So we do that. Move cursor down. So that's easy, right? So that's down. Oh, shit. That was crazy. All right, so let's do that. Develop now. This website is so buggy, you know? Just read the fucking stupid instructions, you fucking idiot. My god. Simple instructions. Move the cursor left, you fucking idiot. Oh. My god. You know what this deserves? This deserves the eye. The eye. This deserves the eye. This is an eye moment. Okay, so now we have this npm install. So let's I don't know what GV. Oh, you mean for mouse? Yeah, I don't use the mouse to be honest. Yeah, so Malachi, I'm still using the Ergo docs. You can actually see that right here. You can see that I'm using the Ergo docs. Let's we can zoom on it a little bit. Maybe like that. So yeah, you can see like the mouse here, the keyboard is here. Okay. So now, let's see. So we still have npm install here. I don't know why npm install is taking so long. It shouldn't take so long. So let's see. So let's sync now. This should be on develop, and it is. So let's focus on Vim again. Turn the mouse upside down. There you go. There you go. Oh, upside down. Okay. I can actually like turn off the mouse. You know what I mean? I don't even touch it unless I'm in like in the browser. So now here we have npm install, and now npm install did what it's supposed to do. And now we have a bug. Unexpected token. So when I do npm run build dev, I get an unexpected token. So let's try to reproduce this. And then let's do cd here. And then npm run build dev. So let's run this build dev. And no, it's not a joke. Why do you think it's a joke? npm install doesn't take long on this project. It takes long on other projects, but not on this one. Mining bitcoins on npm install. So build we have a build here. Yeah, this is a mechanical keyboard. It's an ErgoDocs Easy. No, NPM is fast right now, guys. NPM is cool. Don't diss NPM. So here, the Bality has the Docker file. Yeah, this build app. So then here, let's go to the Docker file and let's paste this here. So build app and opt Athena here. Now, Yarn is still faster than NPM, yes, but not by a lot. So node-v here. What version of node do we have here? So let's do circle.yaml here. And why is this version 6.9? And even if it is version 6.9, why would the build fail on like this webpack config line 272? So let's go to create webpack config, and in create webpack config, line 272, this is this thing. So it's definitely not a bug, but it's saying it's unexpected token. So why is this an unexpected token? This is node something. No. So we're like standardizing the build environment. This is not like really the thing. My ErgoDocs layout. Yeah, sure. I don't really know where it is, but I can try and find it. So let's see where my ErgoDocs layout. Yeah, I can share that, of course. Just 1 second. Let me try and find it. Okay. Let me try and find it. Well, I certainly did not want to open mail. Let's quit. Where is my ErgoDocs? ErgoDocs. Is this the one? Let's see. Open in browser. I think that's the one. Layer 1. Yep, that's the one. So this is my ErgoDocs layout. Sure, of course. No worries at all. So this is my ErgoDocs layout. I use 2 layers. And I use this button here to switch layers. So you can see this red button kind of turn on. And this means I'm on layer 1. And then layer 1 are all kind of special characters. I basically don't, on layer 1, I don't use this at all. So all I use is this internal part in layer 1. And then on layer 2, I basically use the entire keyboard except these. I mean, I don't even know where those are. I actually like need to look at them in order to find out where they are. So I only use those, like the thumb keys. And I don't use any of those at all. I do use the entire keyboard other than that, but I don't use those. I think they're too far. Content, Amazon. Something like that. Definitely something like that. For sure. Wait a second. Let me put that back. Okay. Cool. So yeah, so this is my ErgoDocs. So here, let's do node 8.4. Node-v. So yeah, let's do 8.4. And then here, git add here, git commit -m, and then this is going to be, so even if it's node 6.9, it should build this. Git diff, git diff -- staged, and okay, so this is what I want. Git st, git commit -m, and working, or I don't know, change the version of node, git push, origin, develop. Now let's see how that works. Let's see how that works, and let's hope that now that now this will pass. Malachi 5.2.1, you reconfigured the standard-ish keyboard layout. Yeah, I think so, definitely. And Rudix World is asking, you wrapping this node, whatever, with Nginx? Yes. So all of our services have Nginx in front of them without any exception. So our node services, our Python services, all of them have Nginx in front of them. Nginx is our standard proxy, and we normally have, like Nginx configuration for each project. Most of the time it's just one upstream, and that's about it. All right, so let's see what happens here now. Okay, so we have this, and then here, what is this? Pull request, refine package hooks. Right, so that's really, I don't really care about that for now. All I care about is, why is this not building on Circle CI? I mean, why is it not building the PRs on Circle CI? And I think this is here. Branches. And then here we do edit. So is this require branches? Yeah, status checks found in, so CI. So this is required. And I think we should save. So maybe this will change it, but whatever. We'll see that. Twitch. This requires high tune skills. For example, I'm afraid to use Nginx in front of Express, for example, due to one can perform better and the other can handle. Well, no. I don't think that's, well, in a way that's true. But Nginx is just your Swiss Army knife. What you will use Nginx for, you will use it for SSL handshakes. You will use it for logging. You will use it for monitoring. You will use it for compressing. You will use it for gzipping. You will use it for everything else that you don't want to install in your main application. Okay. So then here, where are we? Why did I close this again? My God, I'm so stupid today. Ever since this left-right thing, I'm off my game. But let's go ahead and continue here. Okay. Yeah, static files, cookies, caching, all of these. What is this module not found? Cannot resolve environment. Okay. Why is this doing this now and not doing it for me? Why? Because when I run npm run build dev, I get a pass. It's passing. So I don't know. Q&A editorial tool. So let's do this. Athena. And then so let's change all of this to Athena. Okay, so this is changed. I'm not sure that this even matters. No, no, that's exactly the thing. The user cannot access the node because what happens is that it's private to its Docker container space. So what you'll have is you will have something like this. And I'm sorry, I don't know why this camera is so zoomed in. It freaks me out. So let me try to do this. I think this is better. Yeah, but like, what the fuck is this face so big? Such a huge face with like huge nose, with like a huge everything. Fuck this. Okay, so let's do that. So let me try and explain this with like why you cannot do that. All right. So what will happen? Let's disconnect. Okay. So what will happen is you have this like outside world, right? So the outside world, you have a user. And this user access like, you know, www.xyz.com, right? So this goes to your load balancer. And the load balancer have a routing rule, right? So here there is a routing. I'm not trying that. So fuck, so stupid. So then the load balancer goes to a routing that tells it, hey, when I do like xyz.com, what you should do is you should go to this machine, right? So you should go to like 10.0.0.12, and you should go to like port 43121, all right? And then you have here on the machine, right? So this is world. And here on the machine, what you'll do is you'll have a Docker container hosting another Docker container. And then this will expose 43121 to the outside world. And then this will only expose its internal usage to the world, right? So unless you have access to this machine specifically, you cannot access this specific port from the outside world, because this machine, this Docker container, does not expose this port to this machine, and then this machine in turn does not expose this port to the load balancer. And this is how you secure your internal containers inside of external exposed containers, right? So what you'll normally have is you'll have something like, what is this? How do I do that? Right. So you will have something like this, right? So you will have an Nginx container that exposes, port 43121 as port 80. And then you will have this as your web. And then you will have another one as your SQL. And then you will have another one as your like memcached. Whatever, right? But those do not expose ports to the external network. They are basically their own isolated framework, isolated network inside of the Docker world. So even if you know the port, even if you have access to, internal API, whatever, unless you can access the machine itself, you cannot access the you cannot access the Docker container itself. So you can only access the Docker container of basically the node web. You can only access it through the Nginx. Why would you use PM2 with Docker? So PM2 is really to monitor services that are running on the machine. Docker works differently. Works differently because it's a process in and of itself. You will use systemd, or you will use any other like even Upstart in order to use those services. What did I miss? Did I miss a follow? I don't know. It will probably show up in a second again. I don't know if I missed a follow. Did I miss a... Where is those follows going? Why don't we see them? They should be seen here. We'll probably see them in a second. So if I missed your follow, let me know who followed. Oh, there you are. So Q2364135. Thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. Um, and we have another one. Another one. What's going on? I don't know. Um, 500 brain fail. Too many knowledge. Thank you. Well, this is what happens on this stream sometimes, you know. This is what happens on this stream. All right. So why is this not working on Circle CI? My ma. So we set Node to version 8.4. Why am I don't know why I'm missing. Why is it not showing me? It's like showing the same one over and over again. Let me look at like the activity here. So Malachi, so for some reason, Q2364135 is the only follower since John Pepperino, but for some reason I'm seeing that like multiple times. I mean, I heard that like notification sound multiple times, but I don't know. I don't know why. So I'm sorry about that, but I don't know why that happened. And I think now we have another one. I think now we have another one, but I don't know why we don't have a notification. All right. So anyway, Q23. What's your username? Q2364135. Have you tried ASP.NET Core? I haven't. I haven't. My friendly Kraken, thank you for the follow. You will have a shark in a second. So I'm trying to can't resolve environment in home Ubuntu Athena SRC app module system. So my friendly Kraken, thank you for the follow. System index.js. Environment. Oh, so I don't see environment. That's true. Let's see. Where do we have environment.js? Environment. Where do we have that? So we have that in like core utils. Environment. So it's probably here in environment.js. Can't resolve module environment. There it is. Ha ha ha. Found it. So this should be environment like this. And environment.js. There it is. So I think this is just a Linux versus Mac thing. And let's git commit -m fixing case for env. And then let's do git push origin. Git push origin develop, and let's hope that this this fixes it. Yeah, so I did use Ruby in the past for a long time. Ruby is still by far one of my favorite languages to ever use. I think it's a beautiful language. You can make like beautiful software with Ruby. Rails is a great framework to work with. I still like hold a very, I still cherish Ruby quite a bit. I think it's a great language to work with. Just absolutely great language to work with. Why Scream? Why the Scream? No, I don't like PHP at all. And just a funny story, and I'm not saying that, for as anything bad, but PHP is the one, I think the one language that I never even wrote like one line of code with. I think I did C, I did C++, I did C Sharp, I did VB.NET. I did like Flash, I did ActionScript 3, obviously JavaScript, HTML, CSS, Golang, Ruby, Python. I think like PHP is one of the, it's like the language that is like popular, and not like Fortran or anything like that I just haven't touched. So I don't hold like a strong opinion about it, but I also like haven't used it too much. So that's the thing. So I'm using deep. I am deep into microservices, and not I am, like the company that I work for is, and I do the DevOps and SRE. So obviously I am too. But so you have a couple of options with microservices. Oh, well, I would say three major options. One is obviously the HTTP layer, which you can do GET, posts, and whatever. And then, no, we use microservices. Like all of our applications are applications, self-contained applications. Hey, Kochi. So you have three options again. So one is the HTTP layer, obviously, which you can do, GET, post, patch, whatever. And you have another option, and that option is message driven. So your main app will post something to a queue, and then all of the other apps will basically pull from that queue. That is called like message driven or queue driven or whatever you want. And the third option, which is actually the most popular one today, and by saying most popular one, I don't think it's the most used one, but it's the most popular one because people realize that HTTP doesn't really scale all that well, is RPC. And RPC basically is remote procedural call. And what that means is that one service calls the other service TCP based, right? So it's like actually calling that service specifically. It's like calling a function another service without having that function embedded in your code. And that is a much more powerful thing. In terms of like how to scale requests, what we usually do is we wrap it in like for each, I don't remember like the actual like syntax, but we do that in a fashion that allows us to parallelize the workload. So we'll do a lot of, do these like, in parallels of 4 or whatever, so that's what we'll usually do. Hey, Ristun, how are you? Yeah, message driven is awesome. I talked about like, I actually done scaling microservices through messaging. I gave a talk about that. Let me just like try. I did a talk about that like 2013 or whatever. Yeah, there it is. So you can see that here. I gave a talk about it, 2014. So you can see January 2014. So 3.5 years ago, where I talked about like scaling your app through messaging and then working with like how do you separate microservices through messaging, subscribing, what kind of message type do you have, what kind of queue, what kind of workers, what kind of topic, how do you emit messages, and so on and so forth. So again, you have HTTP, which is obviously, an option, always an option. You have RPC, which seems to be the preferable work way right now. And then you have the messaging thing. Now, the messaging thing has its its ups and downs and or benefits and advantages and disadvantages, but each of those has its own kind of usage. And it's something to think about, something to do. Oh, I forgot to actually create the repository for Athena. So let's go ahead and do that. And here we'll do accounts and dev and Terraform. So Bodoen. So we need to actually create the repository for the Docker container. So let's do that. And then we'll do Terraform init. And then Terraform plan-out dev.plan. And then let's do a parallelism of 40. So we can do that. And this will actually create a repository. And this will actually make this build work as well. So we'll see that in a second. But right now we don't have the repository created. Config management is used for us. It's used on we use ECS. Why is this? What is this doing? Why is this removing Picasso? No, something is off. Something is off. Just 1 second. This shouldn't remove Picasso for sure. Let's see. So we only add Athena here. CD accounts and git diff. So we only add Athena here and here. Why does this remove Picasso? This is not good. So I don't want to look at it here. Let me just do that. Just 1 second. So I was in the middle of like answering the config question. Terraform, the config, we handle config using ECS. So we use on ECS is called like service definitions. And that configuration is being handled by Ansible. And we use 2 layers of configuration. One, environment variables, which are not encrypted. And the other is secrets, which are obviously encrypted and stored in DynamoDB. And we use KMS in order to encrypt and decrypt those secrets. All right, so let's see, why am I missing this repository right now? Ristun, thank you for the follow. I guess you like my answer here. I guess I passed the Ristun test today. So thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. Hope you stick around. Hope you enjoy the content. So what is going on here? Why is this? What is going on? Why is this like removing my entire things here? What is going on? Well, I don't know what's going on really. What is going on? What? I don't understand what's going on. I honestly do not understand what's going on. This is trying to delete all of my ECR repositories. And I don't know why it shouldn't. All I need is to create another one. So I don't know why this is bullshitting me. So let's do that. Let's check. CodePen. Someone is Twitch. So did you ever have to roll back after deploy, and how do you automate that? So yeah, we had to roll back after deploy. So we have 2 strategies. One is to not roll back, which basically means if this isn't urgent, then we just fix it, and then we'll just deploy a brand new version. And we roll back. You basically go back to the latest version of the task definition. This is pretty cleanly supported in ECS. And we're pretty happy with it. So basically, every time you deploy, you create a new version of the task definitions. So you have versions, which are incrementally, which grow incrementally. So for example, what we'll have right now is like Athena will be on version 5. Once you deploy, it's on version 6. And then when you say, hey, something is wrong with version 6, I want to go back to version 5, then there's absolutely no problem doing that. Absolutely no problem. So I'm looking Hestia here, and I see this in the AWS account here in ECR. So I see Hestia here, and I see Athena here. So what is the problem? Why is this? Why is this trying to delete Picasso? And not even add Hestia. Why? Let's see. Where are we? PWD. So here we are in account development. Terraform does not translate to, well, what do you mean translates to CloudFormation? You mean if they do the same thing. They both describe infrastructure into code. So, CloudFormation has its own version, and Terraform is its own version. Both have advantages and disadvantages like anything in life. So why is this trying to like destroy the world here? What is this? Where is this auth 0 coming from even? Ariza. Yeah, it's like trying to ECR repository policy for Picasso, 18 to destroy, 2 to add, which are not even related. I don't know what's going on. So here, what is going on? Is it in the HQ? Where is ECR? We should have another ECR. We should definitely have another ECR. So ECR.tf. Account development ECR.tf. So here we have Hestia. Oh, we don't have Hestia. Wait, what? Account development ECR. All right. So here we have Heracles, we have Acadia, module account ECR. So here we have this. Wait, so plan out. Account dev plan dash out. Let's see. Let's see what's going on Twitch. So your company probably sends lots of emails. I don't do that. What do you mean? And my question is mostly based on this queue microservices. Basically, I'm using lots of Facebook API requests. So on this queue, how this is handled in your case, AWS message queue. So I think your question has two questions in one. One, we only use one service to send emails. And each service that needs to send emails basically talks to that service. So that's one thing. That's separation of concern. Separation of concern means that this concern is email. So if your concern is email, only one service will handle email. And if one service needs to send an email, then that service will actually talk to that service. So for example, service X sends emails and service Y needs to send an email. Service Y will call service X and tell it to like send an email. And again, the next thing is, how do you handle that? Then you can use any queue. We use SQS and SNS, but really you can use anything you want for this. So what is? Oh, wait. Git fetch. Git rebase dash I. So let's do that. Add dash p. So here we do that and we do that. And then here we git commit dash m adding Athena. And then here let's do git fetch and git rebase dash I origin develop. What is going on? Adding Q&A editorial to the list of services, adding Athena. So we'll do that. And then here, where is Picasso? We should have Picasso here. We do. So here we have Picasso in the ECR. So if we do account now and Terraform init again and plan again. So is this like a what is this? What is going on here? Redix world, of course, no problem, no problem. 100% my pleasure. What is going on? Someone sent me this right now. What's going on? Terraform AWS ALB in order to support what's... I wonder if that will come first, us getting rid of ALBs or us having to change the code. If you don't set up emails in demo, you can never invite users to the platform. Okay, got it. I don't know what's going on. Just 1 second. Okay. Cool. Ristun, are you asking me what's my experience with Terraform? Or are you asking someone else in the chat? Oh man, I don't know what's going on. I honestly do not know what is going on. So my experience with Terraform is long. I have code in Terraform. I contributed to Terraform. I fixed bug in Terraform, and I've been working with Terraform for the last, I don't know, like at least 2 years, 2.5 years. And I also have an open source project that used Terraform, one that I abandoned, to be honest. But yeah, so this project used Terraform as well. Oh, this was a good open source project, but unfortunately, it has since been abandoned. Yeah. Oh man, this was a big project. I worked so hard on this, so hard. But now it's gone. So yeah, I've been using Terraform a lot. A lot. So I don't know what's going on with my Terraform thing, but it seems like I am out of sync with something. Because I do see Picasso here. But where is this? So Athena. All right, so let's copy Athena here. And let's go and change Hestia to Athena. And guys, I'm like, what is going on here? Why is this trying to delete my entire collection of ECR repositories? I do not understand. Yeah, it's still like trying to destroy the world. So all of this, you see this, ECR repository Picasso, ECR repositories Arcadia, and then it's trying to add Open Resty. I mean, I don't even know where it's coming from. Open Resty. You see, it's like it's not here. So I'm like, where are you trying to add Open Resty from? You goddamn thing. Terraform get dash update. It's rm-fr.terraform. And Terraform. No, I don't know. This has nothing to do with GitHub, unfortunately. All right, so let's plan dash out. So, dum dum dum. All right, so this looks better. Come on, this was crazy. So this. Rule ID, so regular, 01, allow, beta. I don't know why this is like trying. So let's do this. And then dash target is going to be this. And another target is going to be this. So let's try this. I have used Neo4j graph database, yes. I have used it with a very big database in the past, yes. All right, so then Terraform, apply, and dev.plan. So now this will actually create a repository, and we will be able to push to that repository. So I don't know what was that, but it was just a stale Terraform state. I don't know why, but now it's fixed. So let's rebuild this. Okay. So I'm rebuilding that now. All right. What's your company-based solution for database and personally favorite database? So we use Postgres, Memcached. I don't know if I would call it database, but we use Postgres for all the services, main persistence layer. You use Elasticsearch, you use Memcached, we use DynamoDB. DynamoDB is used for configuration, so all app configuration is stored in DynamoDB. Memcached is used for caching. We use Elasticsearch for searching and indexing, and Postgres is the main persistence layer for all of the services. We like Postgres. I like Postgres. Before this company, excuse me. I started working here in March, and before that, we did like I did MySQL for 6 years. I think MySQL is a very good database as well. I spent a lot of time optimizing MySQL and scaling MySQL. I spent a lot of time scaling and working on Solar. Yeah, so Postgres is great. Elasticsearch is great. Yeah, I like those. I definitely like those. I haven't used CouchDB extensively at all. So I don't know. By the way, so I changed the I'm looking for feedback. Basically, I changed my internet a couple days ago. You don't like PHP? What do you mean? What? Oh, this is just. I get it. I get it. Yeah. Good one, Blackburn. um, yeah, it's just my background. So where was I? I don't remember where I was. Blackburn. He like there was a burn. Oh. I know where I was. So I changed my internet and my OBS settings. A few days ago. Yeah. I know. I understand what you mean now. So I changed my settings in OBS in my internet a few days ago. So what do you think about the quality? Is the quality good? Do you see like any delays or dropped frames or anything like that? Is the camera quality good? Like, what do you think? Let me know. I would love to know. So I changed to like 60 FPS, and I'm like on full blown HD, and I'm like on 3500 bit rates per second. So everything should be good. All right, just 1 second. Excuse me. Sorry about that. My wife on the phone. She picked up my son. All right. So what is going on right now? I don't think you should kill yourself with a knife. I think PHP is a nice language. All right. So now we have. Now it's the final stage. So let's go here. Where is Athena? Here is Athena. So let's copy over code globality. I don't think PHP is like a bad language. Heracles, not Heracles. Let's do Hestia and build dot Hestia. Copy this to build dot Athena. Dash R. All right. So ls. So build dot Athena here. Deploy ECS. So do we have like the function? We don't. We don't. Cool. So let's add this build. And build for ECS deploy and git push. So let's do that. Git push origin develop. Cool. Exactly. Look, I think the misconception on PHP is a lot of it is due to how easy it is to like get into the language. So what happens, you get a lot of shitty like PHP developers, and I think the language itself it gets most of the bullshit because like most of the stuff that are built with PHP. But again, I don't have like a huge opinion on it. I'm okay with PHP. You know what I mean? I'm like we're friends. I'm okay with PHP. PCP, hallucinogenic, use has lead users to suicide. Programming language use has lead users to suicide. I don't know, man. I'm okay with PHP. I don't think it's a bad language. I'm any language that allows me to be in the flow that I'm currently like holding, I'm okay with it. I mean, you see the flow. You guys are here, right? You guys see everything that I'm doing. So you guys see how I work and how I flow through the code and everything. As long as the language that I work with allows me to do that, I'm okay. You know what I mean? So I'm totally okay with that. I don't know like why people are so religious sometimes about languages and stuff. I definitely have my favorite languages, but in terms of PHP, it's not one of my non-favorite. You know what I mean? I just don't. And here's the thing I talked about a lot of in the stream as well. Once I decide on something, then everything else I don't really care about. You know what I mean? It's like once I decided on React, for example, I don't really care what Angular world is doing. You know what I mean? I only care about it if I really decide that React is not scaling for me anymore, or that I don't like React anymore. It's the same for like PHP, Ruby, Python, whatever. It's like I don't really care about anything else. You can argue that right now, Elixir and Erlang are the best, but I'm not gonna change my entire like world in order to like go over and change to the Elixir Erlang world, So going back to like the previous question, so the 1080p 60 FPS is working well. The quality is good for the stream because I recently changed that in my OBS settings and my internet speed and upload speed and everything. So I'm really interested to know like what is the quality like of the camera and the code and everything else. Like people that have been like watching for a long time. GitHut.info, 4th place. GitHut. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, man. Like I said, PHP is a very, very popular language. Very popular. You can see obviously JavaScript. My God. I'm surprised Python is here. Like over here. I wouldn't like look at this as something because there's also like inertia and also like the position of the language in the world. And oh, this is like interesting. So you see Python is climbing. You see this I'm surprised with. This I have to say I am surprised that it's like climbing at this pace. And this is actually 2014 I see. So you see only Q4 14. So this is not really like GitHub language stats, whatever. So let's see, GitHub language stats. Yeah, so this is 2014. So I wouldn't like look at this GitHub language stats. I wouldn't even look at GitHub, to be honest. Yeah, so you'll see like Rust here is in I don't know, you know what I mean? This is 17 Q3. So this is actually better. So you'll see JavaScript and Python, Java, Ruby, and then PHP here is number 6. But then again, you'll see it's declining. But dude, all of those things are so biased sometimes. You know, what is this like? What does this tell you? You know, it's like it doesn't tell you really anything, to be honest. So just because Python is like grew by 1%, does it mean that it's better? You know? Yeah, Google uses lots of Python, lots and lots of Python. Oh wow! Did you do it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Thank you. How was school?
Wait, I also have.
All right. So yeah. So let's go look at Circle CI right now. And it built it and it deployed it. All right. So now. Oh, that's pretty cool. Can you close the door, please?
Oh, sure.
Thank you. My son. Boom, 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 boom. So now the test pass, and we are good to go. So now let's go and do this. Okay. Is it connected? No. So I'm going to go ahead and log in here. I need to log into the VPN in order to look at it. Because our internal environment is not exposed to the world, and I need to connect to the VPN. And of course, because I need my phone because we have two-factor authentication. Two-factor authentication, seriously, it's secure, but it's like the worst experience in the world. I cannot tell you how many times my phone is not even next to me, and then I have to like go to my phone every time that I want something. It's like so, ugh. It's like, ugh. Yeah, anyway. Stop ranting about it. All right, so here, let's see. Oh, no, not IL, but IO. All right, cool. So this is 503ing. Which is not expected. Oh, I know why it's 503ing. Goodness. Okay. This is why it's 503ing. So we'll go here, cd globality op scripts. And let's do that. We can check this out and we can sync. All right. And then work on globality op scripts. Work on globality ops. Come on. Work on op scripts. Now it's good. And now here, let's go to new front end live. And we'll add Athena. Right, and then 0.new front end here, and we'll add here Athena to 0. Okay, and then update ECS counts dash help. Yeah. Yeah, this one. Oh, that one. So update ECS counts and dev, and profile is development. And then profile is development, and tier is new front end. And dash dash counts is globality data live dot new frontend JSON. So now this says 222.11.2211. So service updating desired for cluster green. Hestia, Athena, Urbino, Auth, Maintenance, Phoenix, Urbino. Why is it twice for Urbino? So Urbino, we have that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So now it's actually trying to deploy. All right. What is going on? Globality AWS. There it is. So let's look at that, and we can actually see if it's coming up or not. It should be deploying right now. So 242. Okay. All right. So I'm going to wait for it to be deployed. Basically, what's happening right now is Amazon knows this service. Yeah, there it is. So it's actually deployed. And we see this nice white screen, which is incredible, really. So we have this, and we have this. So this sends configs app.json. Why is this configs app.json? It should be app.json. All right, so here, we'll go here, and we'll go to Athena, and then here, inside config.json, we have this. Yeah, so this should be athena.json, and then common.json. All right, so then here we'll do that, and then git commit -m changed the configuration location. Let's do config location. I think that's enough. And then git push origin develop. Why is this doing this testing before I push? I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. All right, so let's do that. We push, and now it's going to deploy again. Before we actually go ahead and deploy, then we should have configs athena.json. We should have that, and we do, and we should have a common.json, and we do. Okay, cool. So we have this configs athena.json and configs common.json. Everything is great and good in the world. So now our app is deployed. All right. And let's go check this out here. So our app is deployed, and do we have like a gateway thing? Gateway, where do we put the gateway URI? Oh, this is GraphQL origin. All right, so then let's see GraphQL here. So GraphQL, there is here in the build, which means that it's part of this. Come on. All of these like files. So ACK origin. Let's search for origin. So I don't want that in the build. env.config.js. So this should be, yeah, this should be graphql.host.origin. And then transform URI origin value localhost blah blah blah. So we have this access token. I'm not sure I like this, to be honest, but let's see how that works. So we have this. So where is this? This actually uses GraphQL here. And it's probably here in app modules core. So we have inside of core, we have components for the spinner. And here we should have a system. And in the system, we should have this. So let's look at main.js. All right. So main.js, we have all of our services. So then let's look at the container, container.js. So we have this Apollo client for the create Apollo client, and create Apollo client is part of factories. All right. So let's go to factories. And index.js, and we should have a create Apollo client, which is part of Apollo client.js here. And Apollo client here is so this is going to localhost 3002 by default. So obviously this will not work. Const origin GQ or host equals something GraphQL host. So this is the container. So this should actually be coming from the environment. So let's do blame here, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So this hasn't been implemented yet. So GQL host, which will be part of the GQL path. And this should come from the environment. So here, this should come from here. Okay. So this should come from the environment, and we should have that there. So one thing that we're missing is passing that into the environment. So let's go here. Where is our Ansible here? So let's go to Ansible, and let's go to, what did I call it? Athena.json.j2. So this will have this, and then athena.common.json.j2. So we have this, and then we'll go to common.json here, and we should have a GraphQL. So I don't see that. Rubino.json here. So GraphQL, there it is, origin and path. So here we have this. So we're going to see that this is GraphQL.env, and then the default, and then this will be the GraphQL. And this is JSON and not Python, so we should have this as not a dangling comma. Okay, so now bodo-env here. And then here we'll have a -- diff. Okay. So we have this GraphQL here. What do you mean this app is huge? This app is like micro app. We have Zeus. We have Zeus. What does Zeus do? GitHub.com. I don't know what this Zeus does. Let's see. Zeus. Zeus is our Jupyter integration tests. And again, I talked about this before. When I go to CD globality, and I do ls-l and I do wc-l, we have 118 repositories, and I haven't checked out the recent, all of the recent ones. So we probably have around 140, 130 repositories. And I'm like, right now, I'm like juggling between like 3 or 4. So I'm like working, on a small change. It just requires a little bit of configuration, but it's not a huge change. All right, so now let's go to Circle CI here. We should have that. I think it should be already built. So let's see.
Oh, yeah.
What was that? Uber123 with a subscription with using Twitch Prime. Thank you so much for that. Thank you. Yeah, this is a company project. Yeah, what company project? Internal project. Yeah. Why are you surprised? 7 minutes ago. Okay, so there it is. There's a project, and obviously it's not working right now because it's trying to go to localhost. So there it is. It's deployed. It's a microservice. It's using Docker, using Nginx, What company? Oh, your company. Now you know. So network here. This will try to go to localhost. Yeah, so let's try to go to localhost. I'm not seeing this, by the way. So let's do provider. So will this now UNA? Yeah. So now this try to go to localhost GQL GraphQL. Yeah. So it's still trying to go to localhost, which is obviously wrong. And yeah, this is obviously wrong. Okay, so then we have this GQL host. And now let's look at the configuration. Let's look at the configuration. Uber123, thank you again for the subscription. Much appreciated. You're not talking, so you know, it's pretty rare that, you know, people come from not chatting and not like asking questions to subscription. So much appreciated. Much appreciated. Okay, so here we have this GQL host and this GQL path. And this GQL host and GQL path come from the environment. Yeah, so this shouldn't be here. Where is that, by the way, Rudik's World? Where do you see that? Where do you see this sentence of for a better experience, use Microsoft or Firefox? Use Chrome or Firefox. Where do you see that? Wow, man. Thank you, Uber. Thank you so much, man. Thank you. Much appreciated. Thank you. Yeah, log in where? Where, like, give me the URL. Please. Okay, so here. So here we have this GraphQL and then origin. Okay. So here, const GraphQL config will be, come on. This will be GraphQL equals environment. And then the host will be .origin, GraphQL .origin, right? Where is it called? So GQL host. Come on, GQL host is going to be the GraphQL.origin, and then the GQL path is going to be .path. Okay. So 100% valid. Just so you'll understand. You know, I just want to iterate this to the rest of the people. So this login is not very like friendly, and I understand that. Oh, you're saying that here when you use like Safari or another browser, you're getting like for a better experience. So yeah, I get it. Yeah. So one thing that you need to understand about globality, globality is an enterprise B2B. So basically, you know, all of these logins and you know, registration and everything like that, it doesn't really matter because everything is being done through like sales cycles, and experts actually going to the enterprises and and bringing them onto the platform. And just so you'll understand what globality does, we replace a very expensive process inside companies, which is the RFP, request for proposals. So just so you'll understand, like it's a huge deal for companies to actually go through that. But yeah, I completely get what you're saying. So this is GraphQL, which is part of the environment of GraphQL, and then this is yes, and then git commit -m attempt to fix the GQL host. All right, so let's do that. GQL host. All right, so I don't like this like commit hook. I don't like it. Git push origin develop. Yeah, I can do that. I can do that, but here I'm doing this for clarity, not for readability. I can definitely do what you're suggesting with this, and then this, but then I have to call it origin and path, because this will not work without it. And then here this should be like origin and path, but I want to give them like different names. And I don't like the as keyword, so origin as something and this is as something else. So just for clarity here. Wait, did I not? No, I did, right? Here. No. Oh shit. Git add here. Stage GQL path. Yeah, so wait a second. So this dot path. Ah, shit. Wait a minute. So git browse. So I wouldn't worry about like moving existing services into GraphQL. What we do is rewrap all of the services with one GraphQL. So we have an API gateway. So let me explain this. I think it's worth explaining. While the project is building, I can buy some time by schooling and explaining a little bit. So here's what we have, and here's what our setup is. So we have an API gateway here. So this is GraphQL built with like Node. And then we have a lot of services here. So for example, this is permissions. Why can't I write today? So this is permissions. And then, for example, this is, I don't know, another service. This is X, and then this is Y. So what we'll do is we will call this, and then this will call this, and call this, and call this, and then kind of unify those and return this here. So our client side here, they don't know these services. So these services are isolated by the network, and only the gateway tier has access to those. So you have to go through that. So this is what we use GraphQL for, not for each service. Each service is done with REST. Ah, shit, wrong screen. Sorry about that. So again, we have an API gateway, and the users talk to GraphQL, and then GraphQL talks to the other services. So yeah, and the other services are REST. So. Yeah. No, we use our own baked API gateway. No Heroku. No. No Heroku. Definitely not Heroku. Oh my god. All right, so here. So I'm waiting for it to be built on Circle CI right now. Now it's running the tests. Let's look at that here. Well, it's free up to a point. But yeah. Just so we'll understand kind of the scales. My previous company, the previous company that I worked for, probably paid, I don't know, like $180,000 to $200,000 a year on hosting. So I don't know, like 200, maybe 250,000 a year on hosting. So, yeah. So Heroku isn't for us anymore. Wait, now I'm getting 404. So yeah, it's still like this is still not refreshed. So let's look. Dude, you cannot, like think about it. We have 35 services deployed, right? I'm just giving you an example, right? So 35 services deployed. Each of them needs more than this $202.5 VPS, right? So you have to understand this is a different scale. You see what I'm saying? It's totally different. It's like you cannot compare a VPS and like your hobby project with like the scale of a company needs, Okay, so now I'm getting 401, which is expected. Okay, so you can see that now I'm getting 401, which is what I expect to get. Okay, so then here, now, where's our access token? Do we have an access token somewhere? So Apollo client, and yeah, we have this get access token. Intentionally wrapping to access token in order to lazily load the value. Get access token. So authorization bear, and then yeah, get access token. There it is. So here we have this authorization bear and get access token. Now where is get access token? Get access token. Well, I can do it locally with no problem at all. So I can do it locally. I can run all the services locally, and we work with GitHub.com, Globality Corp, Docker Etude. So we have Docker Etude. Docker Etude is an open source project that we work on. And Docker Etude, what it allows you to do is it allows you to mirror ECS into your own private in Docker containers. So you can actually mirror the environment, mirror the database, do whatever you want, and then you can work locally that way. So you can do locally whatever you want. You can get all of the services running and working locally with absolutely no issues whatsoever. Well, obviously, you're going to have this problem of resources at some point, but for now, this is okay. So Redux Store has this access token thing, and I don't know if this is good. I don't know if this is good. So let's search for access token right now. So we have this env.config, and access token is access token. And then this is the part of the Apollo client. There it is. So session access token loaded. All right, so here, session access token loaded. There it is. So load access token. Load access token, we have the environment and the Redux store, and if access token. And then access token is qparams.token or environment.access token. And then qparams.token. Got it. So then I don't know when is this getting called. So load access token, where is this getting called? Load access token in the action, session access token loaded, and then load access token is the action, and then this is the reducer. No, this is an action. So access token, load access token. What is going on? Twitch. Riston is asking, what login services are you using? How do you track issues between cross services? So we have a concept of a request ID, and all services have tracking for that. So you can track by a request ID, you can track which service got the request, and all the services propagate that up and down. And we use Loggly. I have used ELK in the past, but at this company, we use Loggly. So this is token, and then token, and this token. So I don't know if this is a good thing. Load access token, load access token. Where is this load access token being used? Here, it's in the Bootstrap load access token. So defer to load access token, and then this is the access token. Defer is actually the container that calls the factory. Okay. Load access token. So we have an add task of load access token, and env is env.authenticate user. Authenticate user, where is this coming from? John Vanderholt, thank you for the follow, much appreciated. So where is this coming from? This is not here. This is not here. It's not here. Let's look at this here. Authenticate user. No, we don't have that. Yeah, we use Loggly. We like Loggly. Loggly is okay. ELK is also okay. Just so you know, we'll understand. Someone created a clip. Let's see what clip people created. Clips. Clips of my channel. 26 minutes ago by Riston. What did you do? Let's see what clip you created. And then here, inside config.json, we have this. Yeah, so this should be athena.json, and then common.json. All right. So then here we'll do that, and then git commit -m change. What is clippable about this? I don't know. The configuration. Cool, but I don't know what's clippable about it. Ah, Chrome crashed. Oh my god. You crashed my Chrome with your clip. Twitch crashed my Chrome. All right, so here, and let's go back here. All right. What do I want now? So let's look at my notes. So we have add new client. We configured, and it's going great. Okay. Now, now what do we want to do? Oh, I closed the chat. Shit. Let's see. Let's open the chat. Because Chrome crashed, my chat is closed. So now I'm feeling like I'm flying blind, you know? So I'm sorry about that. I was flying blind for a second. Because Chrome crashed, my chat is so if you wrote something, please say it back or write it back, obviously, because I missed it because my Chrome crashed. So if in the second that 2 seconds, 10 seconds, or 25 seconds that my Chrome was up, was crashing, then you wrote something, then I'm sorry, and please let me know what did you write. If you reduce state, how do you handle arrays inside the state? How do you handle arrays inside the state? What is the problem with arrays inside the state? I don't really follow, like, why would that be a problem? Because the state is an object, and then you can have an array as your values. I'm not sure, like, what is the I'm not sure, like, what's your question, Q23? I'm not sure. Yeah, Twitch has chat history, but only after. So yeah, but now I see that I have it on OBS, so it's okay. So it's actually okay. Cool. All right. So where are we now? And we have this. Add here. Git checkout dash b feature and add Athena for Ansible. And we have Athena microservices. Okay, we have that. And then git commit dash m and adding Athena to the microservices provisioning. Okay. So then we have that, and we push this origin feature, add Athena. So let's browse and open a pull request here. Okay. Cool. Okay. Twitch. So since reducers are pure function, you shouldn't make mutations to the object, as far as I know. You should make a copy of that said object. Now, if that object contains an array, then only the reference will be copied. So there are projects that help with that, like Immutable.js, that clearly handle that with absolutely no problems. If you need to make mutations to that array, like add a new element, do you have any make a copy of an array too? So I haven't really hit that wall. What happens usually is that we just regenerate the entire array because the action actually sent the new array that we need. But even if not, then I think Immutable.js handles that pretty beautifully. All right. But I have to say that I haven't really encountered that problem of needing to mutate a specific array inside like a specific object as part of the state. Not to say that it's not valid, but I just haven't encountered that. Did OBS shut down? Wait a minute. Where is OBS? Okay, there it is. Cool. Yeah. So we use immutable JS, but you know it's the same thing for a lot of things. What now? What now? What now? So now. So let's see. What is this? Delete images. Okay. Oh, this is pretty cool. Okay. So really start. What does this do? So run a scale up environment. Blah blah blah. Validate. Apply Alembic. I don't know if I would like that really. That's not good. Validate the circle CI build. Yeah, I don't know if I like that this way, but okay. Anyway. This is for later, not for on the stream. Yeah, you know, I'm like, I stopped being annoyed by like the bundle sizes. But yeah, it's a valid point. I just stopped being annoyed by it. So I'm from San Jose, California. San Jose, California. You can even call like West San Jose. West San Jose, California. Why is this again not on my account? It's like so annoying. Just 1 second. It's on my wife's account for some reason. So let's go back. So generally this area. Where is that? Saratoga Park, not here, not here. Santa Clara, not here. So this is the 85. So probably around, where is Campbell? So Westmont is here. Yeah, somewhere around here. Not my house here, but like somewhere around here. So this is basically just so you'll kind of acquaint yourself. This is like the area that I live in. This is like the entire city of San Jose, which is huge. This is Mountain View, Palo Alto, and Menlo Park. When people say Silicon Valley, usually what they mean is they mean this area here. Most of the companies that you see in the news and stuff like that are basically here. So Mountain View is like Google, LinkedIn, Palo Alto. Who in Palo Alto? Palo Alto is like Facebook, Menlo Park. You know, a lot of startups are there. I use NGRX with Angular 4. It's basically the same thing, but you can connect the store state with RxJS and observables. Very powerful. Yeah, again. Time to use Vue. Yeah. Yeah, you know, every time you ask 3 people like questions, you with JavaScript world, you get 4 opinions and 5 frameworks, you know. There is also Preact, but I don't see a reason to use it now that Facebook changed the license. Have you ever felt in the beginning when you weren't that experienced that you wanted to quit programming just because you couldn't find a fix for a certain project and you had to get a deadline? Well, first of all, you assume that I don't hit walls right now, and I do. Just my walls are bigger than your walls. You know what I mean? but I do hit walls like anybody else. And I never wanted to quit programming, to be honest. Because and I talked about it on the stream before. Programming is my creative outlet. So if I wasn't programming, I would be an artist. I would paint. But programming is my creative outlet. I solve problems, and I create solutions using code. So to me, even though like sometimes not finding a bug, or like having the pressure, or having production down, or anything like that, even though it can feel pretty bad at that specific moment, it's not like something that deter me from working on it, or like wanting to get up the next day and then do it again. You know what I'm saying? And I do hit walls. I don't want to give away a concept and conception that I don't. I fucking do. I do a lot. It's easy. Again, it's easy to look at the flow that I'm working with right now, and like Vim, and moving projects and solving problems, and like and thinking that I'm like this superhuman genius that doesn't encounter problem, and like everything comes easy for him. But it's really not the case. A lot of times I'll spend days without really doing anything, just like trying to figure out the solution of how to start. I'm not even talking about how to finish. I'm talking about like how to fucking start. So it's important to put a lot of these things in perspective. Really important to put these things in perspective. Okay. Um, do you think there is existing good programmers who can also draw good? I think so. I think so. I have zero creativity with drawing. All I can draw is like squares and circles. But I think more. There are people that are more connected with their like typography side, or like painting side, or whatever. For me, um, so I'm not sure how to pronounce your like username, but Shilum X1, I think, or Zilum X1. Saying thank you for your answer. Glad that I'm not the only one that hits walls. You're not, man. You're not. I'm not saying I want to quit programming because I love it too much right now. Yeah, and there will be periods in time where you will want to, but just put it in perspective. Thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, so just put it in perspective and understand like where it's coming from, what's the solution for it. Just like understand where things are coming from. It's okay to have those feelings. Definitely okay to have those feelings, and like being unmotivated at some points. Just take it day by day. All right, so I think that's it for me today, people. I want to go eat a little bit and rest. And I think I'll be back like later on today, probably around 8 p.m. or something. So thank you for being here. If you're not following, please go ahead and follow. If you enjoy the content, make sure you join the Discord. And joining the conversation even with the channel, even when the channel is offline. And I would love to have you around again. And again, thank you for being here. This was pretty nice and pretty productive. So thanks again for everybody that was here, everybody that followed, everybody that subscribed. Again, if you enjoyed the channel, if you can hit the follow and subscribe if you want, that will be great. And I will see you again later on today. Peace.